strivers do.
All are good.
Teacher, no one can use.
What? I got it.
These are good.
They're okay.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to call them good, but they're okay.
Are these okay, right, teacher? Are these okay?
Yeah, they're okay. They're not good, but they're okay. They're not so bad. And there's nothing in the world so bad as something that's not so bad. Anyway, we'll keep these as emergency backup.
You have too many.
Okay, there's one thing that everyone should know that's been attending the classes. One thing that they should know who's attending the classes, and that is who won the Nobel Peace Prize this year. Who won the Nobel Peace Prize?
Who want to have the Nobel Peace Prize?
Yeah, listen, if you have something to say, if you have something to say, please go outside. I said if you have something to say, please go outside. Who won the Nobel Peace Prize is the question. So and I think that if you were in the classes previous to this, you would have known. Does anybody know who won the Nobel Peace Prize this year?
I don't know. I don't understand the question.
You won. You like
We talked about it many days. We discussed this for many days. OPCW won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Organization.
Organization
Prohibition.
of.
control.
You've been talking about it for 2 weeks.
Control contact. Control weapon.
No.
Contract.
Organization, prohibition of
Conservative.
chemical. Oh, yeah. Chemical weapons. Oh my gosh, I thought, oh, everyone is going to know that. Who won? Organization, the prohibition of chemical weapons, the OPCW. We were talking about that for the last couple weeks. And that was who won, believe it or not, who won the Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Peace Prize.
Who wants?
Who? But the question is, who won? Past tense of win. Past tense of win. Who won? Who won the Nobel Peace Prize?
Israel.
Huh?
Israel.
Israel? No. The OPCW. They were the organization that was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. The organization for the prohibition of chemical weapons. Those are the ones that are in Syria today looking to destroy the chemical weapons. And just Friday, they were awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. And where is the Peace Prize awarded? What city do they present the Nobel Peace Prize? Where is the prize awarded?
Oslo.
Where's Oslo?
Norway.
Right, Oslo, Norway. And it's named for, yeah, Albert Nobel. And what was the most famous thing that Albert Nobel invented? What?
Doctor medical.
What?
A doctor medical.
No, Albert Nobel is the person that is the Peace Prize is named for. Every year they give the Nobel Peace Prize for chemistry, for physics, for literature. The lady from Canada won for writing, and then the Peace Prize is the big prize. Nobel, back in the, I guess it was about the 1870s, 1880s, invented, does anyone know?
To make a new one. Invented.
What is TNT?
Bomb. Repair. No. Bomb.
No. TNT, it's the chemical initials, but everybody refers to the item that he invented as what? Anybody? Yeah. Dynamite. Dynamite. Boom! Nobel invented dynamite, also known as TNT, the chemical initials. TNT, dynamite, and he said, okay, I've invented dynamite, but now I'd like to have a peace prize. And so he, in his will, he made arrangements for an international peace prize to be given every year, starting in the early 1900s, and this year it was awarded to OPCW. That young girl from Pakistan was mentioned as a possible winner, but they gave it to the OPCW. And that's what we've been discussing. They are the group that we've been talking about that is in Syria today looking for the chemical weapons. The Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. The OPCW, they're in Syria today. And tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, and next week as well. They'll be there for quite some time. Any questions about that?
I don't understand.
Who is the winner?
Nobel and peaceful. I don't understand. Peace translation and clear.
First time you've been here in quite some time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, you
Welcome back.
Nobel and peaceful. Peace Prize. I don't know.
Nobel Peace Prize.
Peace Prize.
Yeah. Albert Nobel, the person, invented dynamite. And he was the one for whom the Nobel Peace Prize is named.
Nobel.
No, it's his name.
Or name.
Yeah. And the organization behind the Nobel Peace Prize today, or Friday, gave it to the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons.
Is your wife called the Peace Prize?
Well, I don't think they're going to very much give a war prize. Oh, he started a war, give him a prize. No, not going to happen. So you have to, he's trying to promote peace and goodwill among all people.
The rice prize, peace prize.
Peace,
The rice
peace,
prize or
peace prize, the award,
prize.
the prize. Actually, it's a very large sum of money is connected to the prize as well.
So, teacher,
Yeah.
so Albert is the person who give the Nobel Prize to the person that
It was all on television all over the world Friday when they gave the prize out. They announced it from Oslo, Norway. The whole world saw it on TV. And it was awarded to the organization that we've been talking about for the last few weeks, the OPCW, Organization for Prohibition of... Yeah, OPCW, right. Very good. That's the organization that won the prize. Now we've been talking about Iran, and we had the new president of Iran. And the impression would be that the president of Iran is the senior leader in the country, the top official. But actually, there is one more person who is above even the president of Iran. Does anyone know who that is? Who is the figure in Iran that calls all the shots? Who is the supreme leader? The supreme leader of Iran is not the president. There is another.
What is
Religion leaders.
Religious leader. And what is his title? What is the title of the supreme leader of Iran? What is his title? Anyone? To win the prize, the peace prize? The Ayatollah. Ayatollah is the supreme leader of Iran. And this is what we'll talk about here, because remember we talked about the phone call? He was not happy, the Ayatollah. This is the headline. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's the headline talking about, in this case, the Ayatollah. Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart. But he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West. Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. That is the headline in the article. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart. But he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West. Okay, go ahead. Read out loud. You want to try?
Richard.
Well, Ayatollah.
Ayatollah hint at this
Approval. Disapproval.
over my call. Ireland's top LEAN
Leader.
hint that is
Disapproved.
of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart. But he reiterated his crucial support of the FRES
President
policy of outreach to the
West. Right. Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West. Go ahead.
Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West.
Right, of outreach to the West. Ayatollah. It almost sounds like a song. But anyway, Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart. But he reiterated that his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West. Go ahead.
Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of the outreach to the West.
Right, very good. Reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West. Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Go ahead.
Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West.
To the West, very good. It's important, as I've said before, that you finish the word. And she did. Outreach to the West. Very good. Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Okay, go ahead.
Ayatollah is at disapproval over Obama's call. Israel's top leader hinted that he disapproves of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West.
Right, very good. Outreach to the West. Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart. But he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West. Okay, go ahead.
Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West.
Right, very good. Between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West. Go ahead.
Ayatollah disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West.
Right, very good. Crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West. Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Ayatollah, Iran's top leader, hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart. Go ahead.
Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hints that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West.
Very good. Reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West. Reiterated. Crucial. Ayatollah hints. Go ahead.
Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West.
Right. Crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West. Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Go ahead, Mr.
Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the Western.
To the west.
West.
Outreach to the west. Very good. Good job. Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart. But he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the west. Go ahead.
Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West.
Right, very good. Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Ayatollah. Go ahead.
Ayatollah hints at disapproval over Obama call. Iran top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, but he reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West.
Right, very good. Reiterated. It's not the way it's spelled, it's the way it's pronounced. Reiterated. He reiterated his crucial support for the president's policy of outreach to the West. And remember, we were talking about the phone call that's caused all the big disturbance all over the world. I mean, a 15-minute phone call, you would have thought the way the press played it up that it lasted for 3 hours and it solved all the problems, but it was only a 15-minute call to a guy that was leaving for the airport. Doesn't sound like that big a deal, but it turned out to be quite a big deal. So the Ayatollah, as I mentioned, the president, the Iranian president, is not the supreme leader. The Ayatollah is the religious leader of Iran, and he is the one that calls the shots, that is responsible for, I'm not here, by the way. I'm not here. What? Anyway, as I requested earlier, please make sure the phones are off when you come in. Anyway, the Ayatollah is the supreme leader of the country, so that even though there is a president, he does not have the final say. It may seem like he does, he gives all the speeches and does all the talking, but there's another guy sitting in Tehran that must give the nod at the end. Give the nod at the end. What does that mean? The nod at the end. If he doesn't have the final say, someone else does. And the person in Iran who has the final say on any issue is the Ayatollah. He must give the nod. That's something you'll hear all the time. He gave the nod. What is a nod? N-O-D. O-D, nod. What is it to give the final nod?
No.
Yes.
Exactly. That's all it is. But the Ayatollah has to give the nod. Without that, nothing. The final nod. In other words, okay, go ahead, do whatever you're doing. I've just given you the okay. The final nod, the last approval necessary. There they go. Got the final nod. So the Ayatollah, the supreme leader, hints didn't say directly. Kind of like what they refer to as beating around the bush.
Hi.
Beating around the bush. The Ayatollah hints or basically beats around the bush at the disapproval. He's not happy, he disapproves. He didn't approve it, he disapproves of the phone call that the president, two presidents had, President Durrani and Obama, when Durrani was leaving the United States. They had the phone call. The Supreme Leader disapproved. Did he say it directly? No. He just hinted. Made a brief, kind of a dark reference to the phone call, but didn't say directly. He should have never made that call. No. Hinted. I'll show you in a minute what he did, but the disapproval, not okay over Obama call. Iran's top leader hinted that he disapproved of the phone call between the Iranian president and his U.S. counterpart, the U.S. president, person in a position similar to the Iranian president, the U.S. president. But he reiterated to reiterate is to say again. So, but he said again, or gave his crucial, necessary, and vital, critical support. Has to have it. Without the support of the Supreme Leader, nothing is going to happen in Iran. So the support that the president of Iran needed was crucial, vital, necessary. And he said again that, yes, I support the president's policy of outreach to the West, trying to negotiate with the West, trying to deal with the West. He hinted he wasn't happy with the phone call, but overall, he said again that he supported the president's outreach to the West. Reiterated, crucial, vital, necessary. Without it, nothing happens. The support of the Ayatollah is crucial, necessary, vital to anything that the Iranian president is going to do. And in this case, the Ayatollah says, okay, phone call, not so happy, but the overall policy of outreach, negotiation with the West, go ahead.
Outreach mean outreach.
Outreach, trying to shake your hand, trying to reach out to you. To reach out is to go to you or go to the opposition and say, let's talk, let's do something. Instead of just sitting in Tehran and not saying anything, he's coming to New York and reaching out to everybody. Outreach.
Offer the hand to other people. To offer.
Yeah, to offer, to agree to talk to. Instead of me hiding in Tehran, I'm coming out to the United Nations. Let's talk, let's all get together, let's all chat, let's all discuss what's going on. Outreach, as opposed to doing nothing and sitting in Iran. He came to New York, he made a speech, he's on the phone, the president reaching out, reaching out, reaching out. Any other questions about this paragraph? Reiterated, said again, repeat. He reiterated the policy. He said it once again, reiterated his necessary and vital, crucial support for the president's policy. Approve, to give the okay. To disapprove is to say, no, no, it's not okay. Disapprove. Approve, disapprove. The opposites. Anything else? The nod, the final nod? He got the final nod.
Not is agree.
Yeah. You okay? He's leaving for San Francisco in the 10 o'clock plane. Did the boss say it was okay? Oh, yeah, sure. He got the final nod last night. Oh, okay. You'll hear that all the time in any articles or discussion about things like this. The approval, the final nod is something you'll hear all the time. Did he get the nod? He sure did. He's leaving at 10 o'clock. Oh, okay. Getting the taxi. Any other questions? I reiterate. Any other questions? I repeat. Reiterate. Repeat. Say again.
Explain again.
No. What? Reiterate? The Ayatollah. Reiterated. To say again. To repeat. He repeated his approval of the policies of the president. He reiterated. Please let me reiterate. Reiterate means to repeat, say again, something like that. He reiterated his approval.